So, I've got myself some drama.
Again!
So the other day, I got a notification for being brought up in a post from Jeremy McGovern, along with Juju and Zoe, who's one of Juju's friends. And my initial reaction to this was,
Huh? Who the fuck is this dork?
So it says, copied and written from my boy Sheriff whom I don't want him to be harassed. So what's being said here is actually coming from someone else, but Jeremy decided to share it and make a post about it. And that someone is Sheriff. So what Sheriff had to say was, you know what? Zoe needs to be kicked out definitive art. Juju needs to be thrown in jail for making hate art of Totally Spies. And I believe this is Jeremy talking, saying that he's neutral on Totally Spies, which is fine. I don't care either way. But then after that, this is where I'm brought up. And Nick Arasu needs to be ranted on for defending Juju making hate art of Totally Spies, and for being a hypocrite. So after reading this, my initial thought was, wait a minute, is this Daniel again? And sure enough, it is. Daniel has yet another account. Now for those of you who don't know who Daniel is, I made a video about him last year. I highly recommend watching this video in order to understand this one. Now at first I thought Jeremy was also Daniel, but then I looked through his channel, and the way he talks, it doesn't seem like this is Daniel at all. So as crazy as this is gonna sound, I think Daniel found himself a friend. A friend who likely isn't involved in this and is very ignorant of our situation here. Now, I'm going to just being said here, however, I'm going to skip Zoe. I'll save that in a bit. I want to first go over me and Juju here. So it says here that Juju should be thrown in jail for making hate art or Totally Spies. And as for me, it says that I need to be ranted on for defending Juju for doing so and that I'm a hypocrite for it. But there are times on Juju's channels where he does talk badly down Totally Spies, but it's not every single time. As for the supposed hate art, he did make this, but this was 2 weeks ago, and this was the last time Juju brought up Totally Spies on his channel. I mean, I'm not saying he probably won't bring it up again, but I'm just saying this was the last time he ever mentioned Totally Spies. Now, there have been times before that where he's talked about Totally Spies, giving his opinion on it. But despite the fact that he doesn't like Totally Spies, he says that he respects people's opinions who like the show. He's always saying that he can handle their opinions. This is something that I've seen Juju be consistent with ever since we became friends. This is even something he's been consistent with even before we became friends. Now this doesn't just apply to Totally Spies. If you like or dislike something that's different from Juju's opinions, then he can handle and respect your opinion. He's capable of doing that. Unlike our certain someone. Back in January, he gave a short showing his reaction of Totally Spies Season 7 coming back. And in the description says, no disrespect to Nick Arasu, which goes to show that he's also considerate of other people's opinions. Now personally, I wouldn't have minded if Juju didn't do this. In fact, I don't even think he has to do it. I mean for mentioning me in the description. Because I didn't take issue with this, and I don't ever take issue with Juju talking badly about Totally Spies. Since he's just sharing his opinion on it, and I can handle that too. What, did Daniel think I get offended of Juju having a different opinion from me? Well, hate to disappoint you, Daniel, but I don't. The reason why I defend Juju is not only because he's my friend, but also like everyone else, he's allowed to have his own opinions. What do you expect me to get mad at? Even when it comes to the supposed hate art of Totally Spies, I don't necessarily defend it, nor do I give him a hard time about it. If anything, I kinda half joke around with him. I mean, here I'm telling him, Juju, one of these days we gotta get on Discord and watch Totally Spies, lol. When it comes to people sharing their opinions that are different from mine, I do one or two things. I either have a nice, civil, and respectful conversation where I can even joke around, or I ignore it. Simple as that. I don't understand why he would need to go to jail for making supposed hate art. Now under the post, I noticed that Daniel/Dark Sheriff left a comment, which honestly seems unhinged. Even if you don't know our situation, this comment alone would give off the impression that he's unhinged. So this first thing that would raise red flags for people is, but Zoe's only goes to team up with Juju, Grape, a beloved Canadian cartoon. So Jeremy, let me ask you something. Does it not raise any red flags that he's talking like this about someone who you know is a minor? Do you not find it to be inappropriate and disgusting for him to be talking about a minor like this? To suggest that a minor would do something like this is honestly unhinged. Ignorant of our situation or not, this should raise red flags for you. Like, who talks like this about a minor? Also, did it not raise any red flags when he quite literally admitted that because of us, he's gonna spew madness all over YouTube? Oh, but as for his behavior and madness, we'll get into that later in the video. But Jerumi, I really want to know, why did you heart his comment? Do you actually approve of and agree with what he's saying about a minor? Now, I've actually looked into your channel. I've seen you make posts calling out people for being pedophiles. Now, I don't know if any of the people you claim are pedophiles actually are pedophiles, but let's say if they are, I agree with you exposing them. Pedos should be exposed, criticized, and called out on. Here's where I think you have inconsistent morals. Something that you did that I find to be really stupid, even if you are ignorant of our situation. I want to know why, if you're so against pedos, why the fuck would you make another post about this and share screenshots of Zoe revealing her actual age? You know that she's a minor. Not only did you share the screenshot of her actual age, but you even showed her name on DeviantArt. If you don't think she should have her account on the site because she's breaking a rule, fine, whatever. You handle that properly and privately. By publicly posting this, you're potentially putting Zoe in danger. Weirdos could see this and decide to go after her.
Good job.
Oh, and you want to know a dark secret about your boy Dark Sheriff? Well, if his comment didn't raise any red flags, then maybe this will. So in his comment that you hearted, he mentions how Juju and I want him to improve his behavior. As he says, there's something about Juju and Nicarasu wanting me to improve. However, if they wanted me to improve and change my behavior, so you see that he's referring to himself. And a bit of him saying of us wanting him to improve, yes, I said that in my video about Daniel D. Roberts. Even after my video, I gave him a second chance to try to improve his behavior. You can see that I told him that if he's sincere about changing and apologizes to everyone, then I will be willing to take down my video. I even tell him both here and in my video that he should stop for his own sake so that nothing bad happens to him. And if I was acting so bad, then why am I showing concern for his safety? Here, a comment he made after the post about us, he refers to Daniel as his mate, not as himself, which is another comment of his that you hearted. Yet here, he refers to himself as Daniel. Because again, Daniel is the one that's talked about in the video and the one that we said needs to improve his behavior. So he's being dishonest when he tries to make it seem like him and Daniel are two different people. Now, do you know why Juju and I wanted Daniel/Dark Sheriff to improve his behavior? It's because of what he tells people on his channel. Take a look for yourself. Here, he tells this person he should be kicked and then violently be graped by Alex D. Large from A Clockwork Orange. Here, he gives a scenario where this person is being graped and then set on fire as he screams in agony. Oh, but it doesn't end there. In here, Daniel/Dark Sheriff stoops even lower. Lower than even I thought possible. Here, this person specifically says that they're a kid, so this person is a minor. And yet here's Daniel given a scenario where this person is being graped by Alex D. Large. But what's underneath is far worse and way more disturbing. As you see at the bottom, Daniel says for himself to be ripping off this person's head and then violently graping him. Not a fictional character, himself. He is threatening to violently grape a minor. I mean, it wasn't obvious before, it certainly is now. Daniel is a pedophile and even has a predatory mindset. This is the first time I've actually seen him use himself in this kind of scenario. But this isn't the first time he's ever shared a scenario like this of a minor being graped by a fictional character. Allow me to show you. Here's Daniel from his previous account, you know, the one that got terminated, saying that Juju needs to be violently be graped by Alex D. Large. Here's Fearmaster, one of Daniel's alternate accounts, telling this person to be violently be graped by Alex D. Large. Here's Master Doom, another one of Daniel's alternate accounts, giving a scenario where this person is being graped by Alex D. Large. Here's one of Daniel's other accounts that has a similar name to his original one, or more accurately, the one that got terminated, Telling this person to be great by Alex D. Large. The same character and threat over and over again. There is no way that someone would be stupid enough to believe that 4 different people would say the exact same thing like this. I mean, Daniel's stupid enough to think that it would actually work. You cannot deny that all these accounts are Daniel. And he'll even justify it by saying, oh, the person has a shit taste in cartoons and shows. And you see right here where he does the same thing to Zoe and even calls her out of her name. Jerumi, I've also seen through your channel that you also receive similar threats from other people. And I think this is really shitty of them to do too. Do you not take issue with a dark sheriff making the exact same threats to both adults and minors? Are you completely fine with this, or did you not know this about your boy?
Next time, do some motherfucking research.
Now, as for you, Daniel, dark sheriff, or pedo, or whatever the hell you want to be called, you made this post about me, and I decided that I will go through it in this video. Because I thought this was hilarious. It says, in regards to Nicarasu giving his least favorite user Daniel criticism. Yeah, here he is talking as if he's not Daniel. So already off the bat, he's being dishonest. Him trying to fight back against him with a pointless video and him celebrating his deactivation. Oh, you mean this video? This video that's been out for almost half a year? If this video is so pointless, why bring it up here? Also, he doesn't explain how the video is pointless. He's only saying that because he's upset that I exposed him. And he couldn't just handle that. Not surprised though. As for celebrating your termination, yeah, of course I did. We all did. It's not like you were some innocent guy who was wrongfully terminated over nothing. You're a piece of shit who got exactly what you deserved. As well as making pointless comments about him and teaming up with Dudu and Zoe, the disgrace to Walt Disney ultimately proves that Nicarasu is a disgrace to Totally Spies and Walt Disney.
Ugh, now you're just embarrassing us both.
If he wanted Daniel to improve, he should have learned the difference between wanting the user to improve and treating the user like Dick Dastardly to the point where he can't be trusted anymore. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Oh no, guys, can you believe it? I reacted negatively to a guy who told minors to be raped? Oh, the horror. I'm absolutely ashamed of myself. Now, I'm sure everyone else got this, but you likely didn't, Daniel. That was sarcasm just now. He's also another example why I will always spew madness on YouTube and that his pointless witch hunting will amount to nothing and one of these days he's just gonna end up like Daniel. The sick baka should have learned something from this. And what exactly was I supposed to learn? This post literally explains nothing. If someone's seeing this who doesn't know of our situation, they're not gonna know what you're talking about. You say pointless video, yet you didn't bother to share or link the video. Oh wait, I know why you didn't. It's because you know it would make you look bad. Never bothered explaining my video or my comments whatsoever. The only thing you did here was just play victim. And Daniel, I just gotta say,
you make me laugh, but only because I think you're kind of pathetic.
And in that same post where he tries to play victim, he leaves images as if I was giving him destructive criticism rather than constructive criticism. The primary difference lies in the focus of the feedback and the intent behind the interaction. Wanting someone to improve constructive criticism targets the task or behavior. You know, behavior like this. Whereas treating someone badly, destructive criticism or abuse targets the person's character. Seeing as how my video goes over your behavior, I would say it falls on constructive criticism. And in this comment, where I gave you a second chance to improve on your behavior, where I show concern for your safety, I even said that if you're willing to change and be sincere about it and apologize to everyone, then I would take my video down. Everything could have been avoided. However, you said no. Despite my offer to take down the video, you rejected the idea of changing. So that's on you, not me. It was after I gave you 2 chances, which both times you refused. I stopped caring because I figured that you weren't ever willing to change, that you were beyond help. And seeing as how you only got worse, I was proven right. Key differences between improvement and mistreatment. Target of criticism. Improvement. Focus on specific actions, strategies, or outputs. For example, this specific code is inefficient. Mistreatment focuses on personal traits or identity. For example, you are a bad coder. You literally tell minors to be R-worded. And even then, that's focusing on your specific action. And as for the mistreatment bit, again, you told minors to be graped. What did you expect me to do? Pull out the red carpet for you? Accountability. Improvement provides a clear why and a path forward for better results. Mistreatment, often vague and lacks direction, leaving the user confused or demoralized without knowing how to change. First of all, I did make the why clear. I even said that if you said this to the wrong person, then they could come after you. As for you feeling confused or demoralized without knowing how to change, that is completely on you. Do you really need me to explain to you why threatening to R-word minors is bad? Are you serious right now? Improvement. Honest and direct, but remains respectful and supportive of the person's potential. Mistreatment. Often involves aggressive language, belittling, shouting, or intimidation. I'm sorry. Do you expect me to see potential in you after you tell minors to be graped? Long-term impact. Improvement. Fosters a growth mindset and builds confidence over time. Mistreatment damages self-worth, leads to burnout, and encourages avoidance behavior, doing this only to escape pain. So now you're just gonna make excuses for everything you've said? Even before I made my video? You doing things to escape your pain is still on you. That's your choice. Impact on user experience. In digital products, the disconnection seen in error handling. Constructive. A system that explains what went wrong and how to fix it. This one requires a capital letter, encourages user resilience. Mistreatment. A system that uses blunt, shaming, or aggressive language can make users feel disempowered or invisible. Well, let me ask you something, Daniel. How do you think the people you say this sort of thing to feel? Stop trying to downplay what you did, what you've been doing. You're not a victim, you're just a little bitch. Now that should cover everything I wanted to say and go over in this video. If you have any thoughts on this, leave them down below in the comments. One last thing before ending this. Stay away from Jerumi's channel and stay away from all of Daniel's accounts, his channels. Do not engage with them.